Hey guys, welcome back to a new video, and today we'll be going through my track Can You? We'll be breaking down the track channel by channel and trying to understand how I've written the track. So if you want the project file, you'll get it in the description down below. And please like the video and subscribe to the channel. And let's start looking into the track. Okay, so as you can see, these are my five bus channels: the drums, the bass, the harmonics, the vox, and the effects. So let's play through the track once, just to hear it. I'll play to this section where most of the elements are being played. So I think so you heard the 30 seconds of this track over here, and so let's get into it. Okay, so this is your drums, and in your drums there's reverb, and this in the bus channel, this is a compress over here. So this is for the bus channel. Let's get into the kick. So the kick has a Pro Q3. So let's see the sample first. Okay, so it's a short kick sample. A Pro Q3 for the equalization. So a cut over here and a cut over here and a boost over here. Then auto filter to phase out or phase in the kick if I need it somewhere to do it, something like that, mainly during the transitions. Then there's the snare clap. Snare, I think so. Let's hear the snare clap together. So I'm using a Shep 73 equalizer over here. This is a 3-band EQ and helps me basically boost some frequencies in the mids over here. Then there is snare, again some compression, some equalization. So and then there is an imager to monitor or sometimes boost frequencies to make the track a bit more wide, I would say. Yeah. Then there is a shaker hat. Let's hear this. Yeah, that's how the shaker hat sounds. Again, some amount of compression, some amount of equalization. So Pro Q3. You can see I've cut the lows over here. Compression also, I'm allowing some amount of sound to be compressed, so I get that amount of sound how much I need and nothing much more. Then there is hi-hats, which you can hear like that. I think so this channel is not being used. Okay, so your hi-hats. So your lows are being cut over here in the hi-hats. So these are the drums and shakers. Percussion. There's a tom over here, and then there's some percussions over here. Percussions make the drum loop a bit more interesting, and that's why it adds a bit of a groove to the track apart from the shakers and the hat. So some percussive elements in the track. Let's hear the whole drums together. Yeah, so pretty simple. Let's get into the bass. The bass has a CLA 3A compressor on it on the bus, amplifier, so and with a driver set to 17. LFO tool for sidechaining the bass. So then there's a cut bass, which is a wide bass, and it's a little wide. So I've basically cut the lower frequencies over here. It adds a bit of a wideness to the bass. So there's a cut bass which does that. Then there's a sub bass. So your sub bass, the notes being played are in B minor. Okay, so like these are the notes for your bass, and you can see, you can hear the bass. Again, some side chaining on the sub bass, so it's side chained to the kick. So that was the bass. Let's get into the harmonic section. That's your leads, pads, and everything. There's a This is a pad, a whale kind of sample which I'm using, which plays throughout the track. Again, some reverb added to it, delay added to it, Pro Q3 to cut the highs. Then there is your lead notes or something like this, and this lead sound something like this. Yeah, so that was the lead. Again, I'm using Diva for this. So the preset looks something like this, and yeah, so your sawtooth wave, and then some set at 4 over here, a lower attack, a higher decay over here, sustain is higher bit, and then your envelope is um, like basically controlling the cutoff. Then yeah, and then some auto panning, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, and this little alter boy is basically to alter some frequencies and adds modes of flavor to the lead, more of some flavor. Then there's this LFO tool again for side chaining purposes. Then your pad again written in Diva, and it sounds something like this. Higher attack, your decay, and envelope to control the cutoff. Again a lower cut over here. Then your ups, CLA2A for compression on the ARP, and some again LFO tool to for side chaining purposes, and ozone imager 3 to monitor the how much wide the ARP is. Not boosted it there. So then there's POQ3 over here, lower cut. So yeah, that's the ARP, and together the harmonic sound something like this, I would say. Now let's get into the vox. Your vocals are just a sample which is already wet with reverb, so I've not used reverb on it. So there's some delay and auto filter which I think so I'm not using, but yeah, some a lower a cut over here on the EQ. Yeah. So that was the vox, your vocals. Let's get into FX. FX are a lot of sounds together, so they are small sounds to add a bit of ear candy to the track. Starts with your brass kind of sound, your brass. Then there are impacts and drum fills over here if I'm not okay, drum fills I'm not using. Impacts, yeah. Your white noise basically. Then there is this serum clippy sound, using serum for this. Again, some phaser, some frequency shifter, basically to uh, modulate the sound a bit and give it flavor in a way. Some chorus on the sound. So yeah, and then a cut over here, and yeah, your bass plug kind of sound. Yeah. Again, using Diva for this bass plug. Okay. Then there is these swells, this drone kind of sound in the background for ambience, splashes and all. I'm not using this channel. And then yeah, these are all samples which I've used. Again, then there is this kind of sound which I had attention during the breakdown of the track. So hear it together with the whole everything. Yeah. Then your effects, again some effects is over here, white noises, and yeah, and another pad over here which adds more depth to the track whenever I need it, and it's not used that frequently as like it's added in some breakdowns or some like a some element over here, so it's added here as well. Yeah, that's about it, I think so. These are the things, these are the channels which I'm not using. So I've kept it on the side over here. The main track is somewhere around here. So yeah, that was the whole basically this channels. Now let's get into the return channels. Your return channels have your drum reverb. So a Valhalla plate reverb over here. So I've basically put the drums into this return channel and add a bit of reverb to the whole drums part of the thing. And then your effects vintage exciter which I'm using, and I am basically putting the ARP in, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, I'm putting the ARP in, and basically adding some bit of parallel frequencies to this, so it works more something like a EQ but not exactly a EQ. So yeah, adds a bit of return channels are good for adding bit of like basically more frequencies, sometimes reverbs in the drums, or it can be anything, but it helps in the mixing stage of your track. This one I'm not using. And then there's Echo Boy for echo, and if I'm not wrong, I am keying the hats into this. Let me just see the hats. um, yeah, so yeah, you could see I'm adding the hats in this. It's very slight, but it makes an impact in the track, especially in the drums section. Yeah. So that was about it. You'll get the project file in the description down below, and so you can download it and play around and see each element of the track. So that was about it. So like this video and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.